That's the same John Kent. There's no doubt about that.
It's a dirty trick, Mac, to disqualify Kent after he's already won the decathlon. He's really no professional.
Well, he received money for his stage appearance, and he was billed as an athlete.
That was 2 years ago. Kent was working his way through school, taking anything during vacations to make a little money. He didn't know anything about amateur requirements.
Technically, this makes him a professional athlete and not eligible for the Olympic team. Incidentally, it makes William Stevens, who took second place, winner. What a story. A scoop, too. AAU rules John Kent professional. Olympic decathlon goes to Stevens. Must turn all trophies over to a rival.
All interest in life, all his ambition, everything goes, just because you have to print a story.
You'll never be a newspaper man, Joe. You're too chicken-hearted. You ought to go in for bigger things in life. Move pianos, digging ditches. Something soft. Here, take this down to the engraver.
Well, here we are. Come on. Morning.
Hello,
What's your name?
June. And I know who you are, too.
Who?
You're the man that come to move us to the city.
That's right.
Say, be careful there.
Are you hurt, son?
No.
You sure?
That's one of my most valued possessions. It's a present from the King of Sweden, given to me when I won the decathlon.
The king gave it to you?
John Kent.
Yes, Stevens. I haven't seen you in years. You don't look like the man that won that.
Well, I've been pretty busy.
So have I. But I've taken care of myself.
I've taken care of myself, too, financially.
Well, there are a lot of things that money can't buy.
That's my daddy. Well, my daddy won it.
You know, Kent, I felt pretty low keeping those trophies.
Committee gave them to you.
Oh, yes, I know they did, but I...
Hey, Johnny!
Well, looks as though he wins it after all.
Someday Johnny's going to win one of his own. Now, dig your toes in. Dig them in good. You ready? On your mark. Set. Go! Oh, no. Come back, Johnny. Come back. Form's pretty bad, Johnny. Head up. Body forward. Arms like this. Now when you run, stretch out. Stride. Take big, easy steps like that.
And bring my knees up away like that?
That's it.
Just like Nermy.
Sure, just like the great Finn himself. Now, you ready? On your mark. Set. Go!
How's that?
That's fine. Now run back. On your mark. Set. Go!
Bet I can beat you.
Oh, let me see you do it.
Are you ready?
Sure.
On your mark. Get set. Go! When I'm as big as you, I'll beat you all to pieces.
You see, when you give it everything at the start, you're liable to burn yourself up. You gotta save something for the finish.
Sure, you get all tired and wobbly.
That's right. Maybe you fall right on your nose.
And when you're getting up, the other fellows get way ahead of you.
And you'll never catch up with them. Seems only yesterday, Johnny, since I began training you.
17 years, Dad. Cross-country run, shot put, discus, javelin. I bet if you piled up all the hurdles I've jumped, they'd reach the moon.
Oh, that's made a man out of you. You're going to make the Olympic team, Johnny. And you're going to win the decathlon.
I hope you're right, Dad. We certainly worked hard enough. But right now, I'm going to dress and drive to the village for provisions. You know, Kent's Health Farm might accidentally get some paying guests this weekend.
Paying guests. That reminds me.
Hey, get me out of here. I'm cooking. Why do you keep any customers treating them this way?
Oh, you'll get well.
I can't stand much more of this.
Hey, you, pull over. Hey, you.
Say, don't you know it's against the law to pass a car on the right side?
Well, I certainly know a road hog when I see one.
Well, where do you expect me to turn out? Down there?
You could fall that far on your head and not make a dent in it.
Maybe you're right. My head isn't that soft.
I ought to leave you just where you are.
Well, I expected you to.
Got a tow rope, Mr. Roadhog?
I always carry one, in case I meet a girl like you.
Here, give me one end. Ready? Or can you tie a knot?
Take it away.
Next time you get in trouble, call a cop or a girl.
The trouble is, Johnny, you're carrying your body too far forward. You're losing your drive. Now get way back on that right leg. Get way back, Put your whole body into it.
I see, Dad.
Catch on? All right, now you're going to have to finish your workout by yourself this morning. And don't forget those hurdles.
I won't.
All right.
That was a wonderful shot. You, are you staying here?
Why not?
Why, I didn't think they let truck drivers.
Especially road hogs.
Well, I guess this place is wide enough for me to pass you.
You won't have to honk your horn. From now on, sister, you'll have plenty of room.
I might have known you'd throw it. You could have brought it, you know.
The next time you lose a ball, call the cops.
Thank you, Mr.
Kent. Johnny to my friends.
Mine's Joan Stevens. Joan to my friends. Your father owns this place?
Operates it. I believe your father owns it.
Oh, Dad owns so many things I can't keep track of them all. A couple of railways, half a dozen hotels, a steel mill.
You wouldn't think he'd waste his time on anything as trifling as a health camp.
You don't by any chance suffer from dyspepsia?
Do I look dyspeptic?
Active, grouchy.
Say, you look pretty when you laugh.
Laughing improves you, too. Come on and play some tennis.
All right.
Have a chance to blaze the Great Central with the Crescent.
Forget your railroads. Relax.
When a fellow owns railroads, he has to keep his mind on them.
Well, forget them while you're up here.
Well, I'm at a great expense, John. Have to have a lot of money piled up for Joan before I kick off.
Maybe she didn't have so much money to spend
The only
foolishly.
way that kid knows how to handle money is with a shovel. Educated abroad, boarding schools, kowtowing to her, finishing schools, finishing her. Taught her to be a snob. Showing her how to break hearts. Helped her garner a lot of fat pins and athletes.
Well, I've kept my boy pretty busy. Training. Johnny hasn't had much time for girls.
I'll bet you a railroad against the Turkish towel that Joan has him cornered right now.
Oh, I love it here. So much.
I like it, too. It's all I've ever known. But I can't understand how a girl like you, who's had so much, could enjoy such simple things.
Oh, I really haven't had so much. Johnny, did you ever kiss a girl?
No, I'm afraid I haven't, but...
Past your bedtime, son.
I guess you're right, Dad. Good night, Joan.
Good night, Johnny.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Stevens.
Good night, Johnny. Joan, I want you to understand how I feel about this.
I do, perfectly.
First, you think your daughter's a flirt. And second, you don't want little Johnny Boy's life all messed up.
For once, you're showing a spark of judgment.
Thanks.
Now, don't pretend that at last you found just the right man, and that man is Johnny Kent.
Well, you wouldn't understand.
Now, get this right. Before you were born, I did John Kent a great wrong. Took advantage of a technicality. Almost ruined his life. I'm now trying to right that wrong by helping him achieve his life's ambition. To see his son win the decathlon. The boy isn't going to get anywhere being sidetracked by girls.
Suppose I told you that I'm not flirting with Johnny.
I'd say I heard that before.
Hadn't you better get back to camp, Dad?
Oh, I'm all right, son.
Oh, sure you're all right. But how about Stevens? He'll be waiting.
Oh, I'd forgotten all about him. Maybe you better finish this alone. I'll cut back over the mountain.
All right, Dad.
Hey, fella, you told me how far it is to Kent's camp?
2 miles.
Thanks, old man.
He's a good-looking hillbilly, huh? Looks cute.
Bye-bye.
How far is
2
it?
miles.
How'd you know what I was going to ask you?
I'm a mind reader, lady. This road only leads one place.
Oh, want to ride?
No, thanks.
Nice, huh? Hello.
Hi, Joan.
Hello.
You ought to stay in town, Joan. Last night, we had every nightclub for miles.
Oh, you better look out. You might sprain your throwing arm lifting highballs.
So you're not going stale, are you?
Oh, you know, change of scenery.
I see.
And how are all the peasants this season?
Oh, you'll find out if you stick around long enough. How are you? Glad to see you.
Hey, Pat, what held you up?
I'm not exactly sure. For a moment, I thought I had something.
We saw it, too, heading this way.
You don't suppose we made a mistake bringing Duke along, do you?
Hey, what is this, anyhow?
There it is.
Oh, Johnny!
Well, you needn't rub it in.
Oh, you like him. He's very athletic.
Johnny, these are some of my friends up for the weekend.
Hello, Johnny.
Hello, Johnny. Patricia Sander, Johnny Kent.
We've already met. He's my favorite mind reader.
Mind reader? Oh, I didn't know that. You better not let anyone read your mind, Pat. This is Duke Hale. He's an athlete, too. You boys ought to get acquainted.
Oh, I'm glad to know you, Mr. Hale. I've heard a lot about you.
How are you?
Johnny's father runs this place.
Oh, fine, fine. Well, we'll probably be seeing you around. Give us a hand with the luggage, will you?
Yeah.
Come on, let's give the fine wood for the double O.
Nice place.
Good throw.
Not bad.
You know, Duke won the javelin throw in the last intercollegiate.
Mind bringing me that javelin? But I said bring it. I don't want to walk halfway after it.
Don't let him make a fool of you, Johnny. Better carry it to him. Come on, I'll walk with you. Not bad.
Well, you asked for it.
Well, mine was only a practice throw.
You made a nice throw, Hale. You mind if I do a little trick?
Thanks, but I don't need any instructions from you.
Oh, sorry, I was trying to help.
Oh, come on, Johnny. How about a little tennis?
Just a minute, Kent. Miss Stevens happens to be my girl.
Aren't you presuming a bit, Duke? Pay no attention to him, Johnny.
Look here, Kent. You've no right to force your attentions on girls above your class.
Miss Stevens invited me.
Well, maybe she doesn't know who you are. But the AAU kicked your old man out of athletics back in 1912 for cheating.
Let me in, Jones. Stay where you are. No interference.
Come on, Johnny.
Go ahead.
Come on, Johnny.
That farmer boy can handle his Duke.
Get it,
I'll say
Johnny.
he can.
Go on.
Come on, Duke. Come on, Johnny.
Come on, Johnny.
Ah! Take it away, him now.
Come on. Do it again. Come on.
Ah, that boy, Johnny. Ah, that boy. Yeah. There you are, Duke. Come on, come on, boy. That's the boy. Come on, Duke. Come on, Duke. Come on, Johnny. Atta boy, Johnny. Get in there. There you are. Come on, Johnny.
Open that gate, Jones.
No, it wouldn't be fair to stop them now. They'll have to fight it again some other time.
Come on, Johnny.
No, serious.
Come on, Johnny. Come on, Duke. Wham! Johnny. Johnny. Cut that off. Come on, hold up this gate. There you are, Duke. Come on, boy, Johnny. Johnny, come open this gate. Let us alone, Dad. Come on, Johnny, get up again. Get in there.
Come on, Johnny. Come on, Duke.
Whoa! Attaboy, Duke, that's the stuff.
How do you like him now?
Johnny, who started this? I guess it was my fault, Dad. Girl trouble.
Perhaps we'd better forget about this, Kent.
Well, Sonny boy, maybe you'd better ask Papa to give you boxing lessons.
You know, for once in my life, I was rather proud of Joan for keeping that gate locked today.
Maybe you're proud of her making the boy break training. Up till all hours last night and fighting the camp's guests today.
Oh, the girl's got nerve. I suppose I should have turned her over my knee, but I thought the best thing to do was send the whole outfit back to town.
You think Johnny's too old to be bossed around like a child.
Well, you seem to forget that he's something else besides an athlete. He's still a youngster. He should mix more with young people.
The matter of winning the Olympics isn't just trophies. My objective is bigger than that. The decathlon means a career for my boy. That he'll be noticed by worthwhile people. He'll have a real chance in life.
I understand. A chance that should have been yours. Johnny's going to need a sponsor for those international games. I'm a member of the City Athletic Club. I'm the board. I'm going to see that he gets that opportunity.
Well, I'm glad you arrived. I was only good for about 10 miles more.
These will keep you from catching cold.
I feel like a pet poodle.
No, just a great big athlete.
Well, I didn't lose my country appetite while I've been in the city anyway.
Sure you're warm enough?
Say, did you ever run 5 miles in the hot sun?
No, but I've taken some long walks back from rides.
That's what you get for running around with,
Athletes, my dear. Don't forget I specialize in athletes. Big, brawny he-men, educated from the neck down.
like Duke Hale.
Yes, like Duke Hale. He manages to keep in form and have a good time, too. Are you still angry over that beating he gave you off at the health camp?
No, my jaws are still working. Let's see what you have here.
Let's see. Patty de foie gras, lobster a la Newburg, caviar, and spinach for you. You'll pardon me, but I'm hungry.
Well, I'm hungry, too. I've had nothing but training food for 20 years. I'm going to have some of this.
Sorry I can't tempt you with a little wine. Maybe after you win the decathlon.
Oh, the decathlon. I'm sick of hearing about the decathlon. Here, give me a swig of that.
I'm sick of that word myself. It isn't right, Johnny, making you go through all this training. What does it get you? Just a lot of silly-looking trophies.
You know, Joan, you mean more to me than anything else in the world.
But, Johnny, I promised Father I wouldn't even see you again.
Hush. Hush.
But I promised.
Shut up.
This is rich. Have you seen it?
No. What is it?
Gather round. I'll read you something choice. It's in the scandal column. What charming young debutante is seeing a lot of a well-known young athlete who has been cutting a broad swath in blue blood society. The meetings, said to be on the sly, are rumored to be interfering seriously with the young man's training for the Olympic tryouts. The fathers of both were once Olympic teammates.
Wait till her old man reads that.
And his old man, too. It must have cost you something to advertise in that paper.
Maybe it was worth something.
Maybe. But then Joan's father might not see it. He's too busy reading ticker tapes, you know.
That's all been taken care of. And old man Stevens will read, and so will Kent's father.
Suppose the editor of that paper found out that you'd been seeing me on the sly. How'd you like to see that in print?
You wouldn't do anything like that.
Frankly, I wouldn't. I hope your little plan succeeds. That'll leave Johnny to me.
And here's to a perfect understanding.
I don't care what other people think about this. I'm only concerned with your attitude. I've spent my lifetime training you.
So I could win the decathlon for you.
Well, I'd hoped to make a man out of you.
So I'm not a man.
Nobody's a man who sneaks out undercover and does things he's afraid for his father to know. Just because athletes happen to be a society fad, you lose your head. Neglect your training. Think you're in love with some girl whose own father admits she never had a serious thought.
You can't talk that way about Joan. She's different.
Oh, yeah? She's no different from other girls. Likes to be seen with famous athletes in tow.
Do you think being an athlete's everything in life? Don't you consider that I have feelings like other young people? That I like to be with boys and girls my own age once in a while? Do you think I like to be pushed and pounded and worked out all over the landscape every morning? Why, you won't even let me eat the food I like.
Now drink what you like. I understand you're drinking when you sneak out on these parties.
The word is go, not sneak.
Well, call it what you choose. But there are two things that'll break down the best athlete. Liquor and egotism. More than one of my friends have told me about your attitude.
Well, what if I do know I'm good? I've worked hard enough. Maybe I've heard a few things that haven't come to your ears. The coaches at the club say I'm overtrained, that your system of training is old-fashioned. They tell me if I don't relax, I'll go stale.
Oh, so I'm not good enough to train you. Well, how do you suppose I won the decathlon?
Why, every record you've set has been broken.
All right. If I'm not the man to train you, go to some other coach. Go to your friends. The ones who admire you only because you happen to be on top at the moment. Go ahead, go on, get out.
I'm giving a swimming party tomorrow afternoon. Joan will be there.
Fine.
Will you be on hand?
See you tomorrow.
Morningside, 2412. Hello, Athletic Club? Johnny Kent, please. When he comes in, will you have him call Patricia Stanley? Thank you.
Oh, so you've made the scandal sheet.
I'd like to know the origin of that article.
Well, you can't run around with a big athletic hero and keep it undercover.
To tell you frankly, Duke, I thought I could.
Well, you're only kidding yourself. The whole gang's been talking about it for weeks. What do you see in that slug?
Oh, a lot you wouldn't bother to look for.
Well, Johnny Kent is no good, just like his old man. You ever stop to think that he probably had that published himself? Wants the world to know that a girl out of his class is making a fool of herself over him.
I don't care to know your opinion on the subject.
Well, I guess I'll take a swim.
There you are.
Pat, are you sure Johnny's coming?
Well, he phoned me last night. He said he'd be here. Talked like he was off the wagon again. Said his old man had thrown him out.
Yes, I heard there'd been trouble.
Johnny's staying at the club. Guess they had to take him in. Depending on him, you know, for the Olympic team. Oh, excuse me.
How about getting on your suit?
No, I'm not going in. At least not just yet.
Oh, I see. Waiting for your hero.
Johnny needs help. Mixing in our crowd isn't exactly the tonic he needs. Johnny and his father have been pals for years. Mixing with this set has caused them to break up. Johnny doesn't drink much, but what he does isn't good for him.
Well, you're going to take on the job of training him. Next, you'll be getting the idea of marrying him.
Well, I shan't think too much about that. Not until he asks me.
Well, they're doing it every day. Rich girls are loafing with chauffeurs, gardeners, butlers. Looks like Pat Stanley's gone servant-minded, too.
Johnny is not a servant. And from now on, Duke, I don't want to be tripping over you every time I turn round.
Hello, Joan.
Hello, Johnny.
Duke?
Hello, John.
You're late.
Yes, I had to move my belongings over to the club.
I wanted to talk to you about that.
You heard?
Yes. Let's go somewhere where we can talk privately.
There's a bench over there. What's there for private talk?
Thanks. We'll use it.
Have a drink first. I need one myself.
Oh, I don't think you need that one. You had a few before you came, didn't you?
Say, what is this, an inquisition?
No, a reminder.
You sound like my old man, always trying to tell me what to do.
I'm not trying. I'm telling you. Come on.
How'd Joan like her write-up?
Well, she acted as though she thought I had something to do with it.
Well, after all, she's not too dumb. Maybe you've overstepped yourself, Duke.
But, Pat, you've got to help me.
Well, I'm doing my little bit as I can see it. Any further suggestions?
Play up to it. Turn on your best efforts. You know, I've never seen you fail to get your man.
Well, maybe it's because I'm afoot. Perhaps I'd better get a horse and a uniform.
Sit down, Johnny.
No, thanks. I'll take mine standing. And for a lecture?
No, not a lecture. Just a sensible talk.
A sensible talk. About me?
And me. Seen your father since you left home?
Yes. When I returned to get my stuff.
Did he say anything about my having been there?
You? Well, what were you doing there?
Oh, I see he didn't. I went to see him. I told him that I'd broken my word with my father, that I'd been seeing you, interfering with your training, and I told him I wouldn't do it again.
So that's what burned him.
No, you left home before I talked with him. I knew he'd see the article in the paper, and that if I saw him first before he saw you, I could take the blame myself.
But you're not to blame. I see you because I want to. You understand that. I wouldn't be out with you if I didn't want to be. And besides, what's the harm of it?
Oh, the fact that we've been seeing each other isn't harmful in itself. I'd like to, and I didn't see why I couldn't see you. I thought your father foolish and selfish, but I know better now.
I see Dad's been filling your mind with a lot of nonsense, too.
No, he hurt me worse by not blaming me than if he'd piled everything upon my shoulders. Johnny, you've changed in the last few months. Everybody's been telling you how good you are, and you believe it. Oh, not that you aren't, but you mustn't let it go to your head. You've got to go back and be the boy you used to be.
You know I can never be like that again. Say, Maybe that's your alibi for not wanting to see me anymore.
Well, I didn't say I didn't want to see you.
No, but you're leading up to it.
Well, I'm not going to see you again. Not till after the Olympics.
Oh, yes, you are.
Johnny.
Excuse me, folks. Just a stand-in for Cupid. Joan?
No, thank you.
Johnny?
Thanks.
Nothing like a cool highball for those private little chats.
You're a lifesaver, pal.
If you want another, just sing out, and I shall be glad to flutter over with one of my little specials.
Well, here's to love.
Seen this?
Yes.
You weren't responsible for it.
Say, you don't think I'd have anything like that put in the scandal sheet?
Well, anyway, it's in there, and it sort of reflects on Joan. Or does it?
That reminds me.
You better run along, Duke.
Think I'll stay.
So this is what you're sore about.
Johnny, please go.
Congratulations on having your name mentioned with Miss Stevens in the public press.
Listen, Hale, I wouldn't be surprised if you had something to do with this.
It reads like it ought to satisfy your ego.
How'd you like a good punch in the nose?
No, you don't, Johnny. You're in enough trouble as it is.
That's right. We mustn't have any more scandals. But just the same... Advertise that in your paper. Nice size, you. That'll have to
See, just passenger at it again.
I wish I'd never met you, you big roughneck. I only wanted to show the gang I could twist you around my finger.
So you're just fooling me all the time. Trying to make a sap out of me. I guess my old man was right about you.
Well, you were rather late in finding that out. I'd like you to drive me home, Duke.
Johnny, don't you think you'd better come into the playroom and cool off for a little while? Come on. Sit down, Johnny. I want to talk to you. Do you remember what Joan said?
Most of it. She said she didn't want to see me anymore.
Well, she said more than that. Said she was only playing a game with you. She really had no use for you. She just wanted to show the crowd that she could lead the big athlete around by the nose. I wanted to tell you that long ago, but I knew you wouldn't believe me. Jo knows I like you, and she only wanted to keep us apart. She's crazy about Duke. Always has been. Her father has an investment in you. He put up the money for you at the club so that you'd have a chance to win the decathlon. Why don't you give up the Olympics, Johnny? You and I could have lots of fun together.
So now she thinks I can't win the decathlon. Well, I'll show her. She can have her trophies for her investment. I'll show her I can win.
young American athletic winners, giving definite signs of a letdown. Same time, Duke Hale, also an American, is way ahead in the scoring of points for the decathlon. There's said to be a great spirit of rivalry developed between these two boys since Hale bested Kent in a 100-meter dash and a running broad jump. Kent won the high jump and the shot put, but Hale took second in the broad jump and Kent third. Running smoothly like the well-trained athlete he is, young Duke Hale, American runner, broke the tape well in front of Johnny Kent, his rival, in the 400-meter event. Young Kent is not in good running form and seems certain to lose the 1,500-meter race tomorrow, which should be the deciding event between these two boys.
I saw your old man out in one of the boxes. Said he came a long way to see you lose.
Yeah? You'll feel differently tomorrow after the 1,500.
Sports writers who have been taking sides in this terrific athletic feud between Johnny Kent and Duke Hale are decided that tomorrow will find Duke Hale the winner of the decathlon.
Cheer up, John. We haven't lost yet. The 1,500 meters is Johnny's weakest point, the deciding factor in the decathlon. Yes, but maybe he'll... Oh, he's all off form. He's forgotten everything I've taught him.
Maybe it isn't too late. You must go to him, talk with him. He's losing confidence. Oh, you know what it means to him to win. You know what it means to me to have him win. John Kent, you're letting your own son down when he needs you most.
You seem more worried about Joan Stevens than you do about the game. Supposing Duke does win, supposing you do lose, you know, I'm not like Joan Stevens.
You're okay, Pat.
Joan's been in love with Duke anyway, always.
Joan Stevens means nothing to me.
But the decathlon, that does mean something to you.
Oh, we were just talking about you, Joan.
So I heard. I should like to speak to you, Johnny, alone. What I have to say would not be exactly pleasing to Pat.
Oh, I was just leaving anyway.
I don't know what you could have to say to me that Patricia couldn't overhear.
Just this. You're going to lose tomorrow.
I've done everything in my power to make you a present of the decathlon, to give it to you all wrapped up in cellophane, so that you can go around and tell your friends that if it hadn't been for you, Johnny Kent wouldn't have had a chance.
Come on, you're going to listen to me.
Well, here we are.
Where are we? What do you mean?
Oh, you'll see.
Hello, Pat.
Hello, Duke. Where's Johnny?
Well, I haven't seen him since he left training quarters.
Let's go to work.
I'll have you know this isn't my idea. That was Jones.
We haven't much time. We've got to get started. Remember what I taught you as a boy. Head up, body forward, arms like this. You're running all wrong, Johnny. You're tight and stiff. You got to take a long, loping stride. Well? All right, boy, come on. On your mark. Set. Go.
Come on, Joan, we'll follow him.
I was just wondering what Joan had to say to Johnny that seemed so important.
You mean that Joan's been seeing him again?
Yes. Duke, you just got to win. You've got to.
Now, don't you worry, Pat. It's in the bag. You know, Joan won't look at Kent after he loses.
I'll let you step out. Give it everything you got. Johnny!
What's the matter, Dad?
What happened, Father?
His heart.
Yes. Too much exertion. He spent too many years at it, Johnny. Training you.
Oh, I've been an awful fool. Help me get him into the car. We'll take him to the hospital.
the 1,500-meter run, the last event of the decathlon. Young Johnny Kent has shown a remarkable reversal of form over his showing yesterday. It's now practically even with Duke Hale. Both boys are far ahead of the field in the scoring of the points. And the winner of this event will be the final winner of the strenuous 10-event contest. Like the game youngster he is, Kent is out there trying. But the consensus is that his efforts against Hale will be useless unless a miracle happens.
Perhaps I'd better turn it off.
Hale's way out in front, Kent well back. His form has greatly improved since yesterday, but he hasn't a chance.
Kent's moving up.
He's running third and coming strong.
Kent makes a final spurt.
I'll turn the microphone on the crowd again and let you judge who won the final event and the decathlon.
Johnny Wood.
Not Johnny Kent, John Kent. I think I'll kiss you, John Kent.
I think you better say that for Johnny.
Oh, I shall have millions for Johnny all my life.
I don't think we'd better disturb him. He still looks pretty bad to me.
Oh, come on. You don't have to be positive any longer.
Hey, what is this?
Well, we had to resort to something drastic, Johnny, to bring you to your senses.
Well, you certainly had me fooled. Say, I'll bet you had something to do with this.
Oh, why, of course I did.
That's the last time you ever do anything like that to me.